Oh, it's Teddy, Caravan Film Crews. How's it going? I'm tired, super duper tired. Today we're out in Mountain View, Silicon Valley, about to shoot at the Google complex over here, and shooting a tech talk with some techies. They're talking about coding, new languages, and a lot of stuff that I don't really understand to it. I don't speak that language, man, but I want to talk to you about clients. So clients are absolutely essential for business, for doing business, for making sure that you have a nice steady stream of revenue, which is like the blood of any business that you endeavor that you're in. We have, like Gary says, hey, there's a lot of people out right now who don't have businesses. They just raise the money for businesses that they started, but they don't really make any money. And to be honest, with the nature of how things enter into the marketplace, they can get away with that. But for you, doing video and photography, you can't get away with that. You need to make money, and not necessarily making money for the purpose of getting rich, but at least to be able to cover costs, equipment, etc. And you need to have money coming in every month, and you need to be doing shoots every month. If you want to call yourself a videographer and photographer, and you want to walk away from your job, you need to be shooting at least, this is like the smallest you could be. This is like a friggin', like gestational period. This is the sperm meeting the egg small, okay, is once a month. Shooting once a month. That's how small once a month shooting is. So you do 12 projects in a year, and that's like, oh my God, we're pregnant, yay. That's that, okay? Like we did, I don't know, maybe like 200 projects last year. That's a lot of projects. I think this year, I don't know, we're at least 100 or 100 and something. Almost every post on our Instagram is a job. And one of the jobs we did 100 videos. So, doing work is essential, and having clients and having new projects coming in is essential to your budding videography and photography business. But I also want to talk about firing clients. And just as somebody goes through a vetting process to work with you, you should have some kind of vetting process to consider working with other people. It's not like they're really doing you much favor, especially in the beginning, man, because you may not have a good reel or whatever, and you may not have like a whole lot to show people what you do, but and you may not have a whole lot of equipment to do the job in the way that it probably would get done, but that's why they're paying you, and they're not paying somebody like us, Caravan Film Crews, to do the job. They're looking for that budget price. And if you're a videographer or photographer that wants to do this full time, you're probably taking it serious. You're probably learning every day. You're putting in the hours of study that it takes to raise your skill level, to bring you to a certain caliber, so that you can perform jobs at a high degree, but you're not there yet, and that's why they're paying you this price point. Because if you stay on this path, you stay committed in 3, 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, they won't be able to get you at that price anymore. So, it's not like they're doing you a favor by paying you to get the job that they need done. And anytime somebody hits you up for photography or videography, there's some kind of goal that they have set, and you are essential to accomplishing that. So don't think that anybody's doing you any favors by paying you money. They're not, okay? And at the end of the day, they're not really paying you enough time and creativity wise, period, like in any sense, okay? Very rarely is that happening. And if it is happening, that's not going to happen for very long. So, if you're dealing with a client who is argumentative, who is stubborn, who is disrespectful, who is ungrateful, who doesn't value the relationship you're trying to build with them, and who doesn't value the kind of gift you've given them in the discounts you've given them for, their video or photography project, fire that client. Fire them. Get rid of them. I mean, the first thing I would do actually is set them straight, bring them back to reality, and see if maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe it's a bad week. Maybe you're like not taking your meds or something, and that's why you're acting like this. We try that first. And I also want to see if maybe there's a legitimate grievance. Maybe I am doing a shitty job. Maybe I suck at what I do. Maybe this particular project isn't happening the way I told you it was going to happen. All right, let me hear it. I'd love to hear it. But if that's not the case, if you are doing what you're supposed to do, if you're delivering at a high degree, if you're fulfilling your end of the bargain, then, you have to let them know that, hey, look, you're tripping. You're freaking out for no reason. It's not right, too, because I'm investing into this project as well. And that's how you should always look at it if you're not charging your full price. If they're not paying you your asking price and they asked you for a discount, that means you're investing into that project by discounting your time, which is the most valuable thing on the planet. There's really nothing that's more valuable than time, because you have no idea how much of it you have, and you can never get any more. So if they don't consider that in their dealings with you, and they're not they think that, a lot of people think that if they got the price they wanted and that, you gave them a discount, that it was just because they're really good negotiators, and they kind of take all the credit without, expressing their gratitude for you willing to come down on price. And if that's the case, you need to let them go. If they're not getting it, if you had the conversation again, if you're having the conversation for the third time, let them know, look, I'm going to walk. Unless you acted different, unless this thing, it goes a different way, I'm going to walk because of this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. I'm undervalued. I'm underappreciated. I'm taking a hit on this. I'm out this much money because you aren't paying it for this job that I'm doing for you, and cut them loose. But when you say you're done on a project, you're done. No going back. You're not half pregnant, okay? You're done. All right? And so fire your clients, man. If now you may be in a financial position where you can't fire a client. It's possible where you're there, but man, you got to have some boundaries for yourself and your company, and you have to know what you're willing to take or what you're willing to put your team through in order to make it work. And with me, I'm willing to put my team through anything if it's our fault. If it's our fault, like, okay, we're going to take the hit on that. And especially if it's somebody on my team's fault, like, we're all taking the hit on this one. But if it isn't our fault, I ask my team. I don't make the decision. I ask them, so hey, look, this is the situation. Their limo arrived an hour late and pushed the wedding back so many minutes or whatever, or push the schedule back a long time, and they need us here until later tonight. What do you want to do, team? Because it's not just my time, it's their time also, and it's not their fault that this is happening. And I can't just say, even though it's my company, even though I'm running the show, I'm directing the whole thing, I can't just say, yeah, you guys will stay here an extra hour because I said so, because I decided to give these people a break. Doesn't work like that, but in any case, if it's not our fault, I ask my team, and then I'll say yes or no based on what they say. And also, the other thing I won't take at all is disrespect. I cannot stand disrespect. And I don't care who you are or how much money You paid me. I do not care about that at all. And I have it written in our contracts that, you know, if there's any disrespect to me or anybody working on, you know, my crew that day in any way, I mean, I'm talking about intelligence, race, gender, sexual orientation, intelligence, culture, religion, I don't care what it is. You can't pay anybody enough to allow them, or to, you know, you couldn't pay anybody enough for them to allow you to disrespect them. And so the first thing I wanted is an apology, because maybe that's how you act all the time and you forgot, or you thought you were dealing with somebody different. So what I'd like is an apology for the first one, depending on what it is, of course. And then, you know, I can provide, you know, some kind of mercy on that, or forgiveness even, if you're sorry. But if it happens 2 times, you know, we're just leaving. And you're not getting any money back. That's stipulation, man. No refunds on disrespect. Also, you know, if you disrespect us, we're not shooting anymore. We're not shooting until we resolve this. And I stand behind my crew, dude. Like, that's another thing you guys out there should do. When you have crew working with you, you're on the same team. You want to be on the same team with the client. You do. And that's how you should be. But if the client isn't on the same team with you, if the client is only on the client side, not on your side, that's a problem, man. And that needs to be addressed. But those are some of the circumstances in which I would suggest, you know, firing clients and stuff. It's just, that's how it has to happen. No other way around it. But it's up to you at the end of the day. Maybe you need the money from that client. Maybe you need, you know, something. Maybe there's some reason why you can't fire them, and, you know, you need to keep going with them despite all of the stuff you got to deal with. And if that's the case, I can't, you know, I'm not going to deal with you losing out on that client, and I'm for sure not going to pay you the money you lost. So you're going to have to deal with that. But ideally, you know, I have enough confidence in me and my team that we can get more jobs, we can do more work. And no one piece of my business depends on any one client. And if we got to hustle, we got to hustle. That's how I look at it. And you should look at it too, especially after watching this channel. You should look at it like that too, especially after watching this channel, because with these tidbits, tips, tricks, hacks that I'm using, you know, for my own business, I know can help you and yours. But it's up to you. So like, subscribe, check out the rest of our videos, and stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. Peace.